Hi, welcome back to my channel. And this sound off is more so a rant on the colorism on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, so I know so many of us have talked about the colorism that's on this show to the point of nauseum, okay? We are just over it. We're tired of it. But for me, the point that I feel like no one is really driving home is the obsession that the lighter skinned women on this show have with humbling the darker skinned women on this show. They want to humble Candace and Wendy so bad. They also are obsessed with policing their tone. The way that these women feel like they have the authority to tell Candace how to convey or express her thoughts. They do the same with Wendy. It really gets under my skin. We saw in part 3 on the reunion how everyone jumped on Candace to correct her and to tell her that she is wrong for speaking to Giselle in a certain way. But no one else is wrong when they come at her in a certain way. No one else's tone gets checked. No one else gets reprimanded for the way that they approach Candace or start conflict with her. We've saw throughout the entire season that Robin was so angry with Wendy over how she reacted to the bullshit from last season. They attacked this woman's family last season, and all they could do was police Wendy's tone. Robin's constant complaint was, Wendy doesn't let you speak. Wendy doesn't let you get a word in when you guys are having an argument. Wendy is a political commentator. She does this for a living. She debates people. She has her talking points. It is not her job to make it easy for you to best her in an argument. What Robin is essentially saying is, Wendy, you're too good at what you do. Give us a chance to fight you back. We started with you. We're attacking you, but give us a chance to win an argument with you, even though we're wrong for even picking a fight with you in the first place. You're essentially asking this woman to dim her light to appease you. Dim her light so that you could feel more comfortable, so you could feel better about your shortcomings and what you lack. And y'all don't see the colorism. Y'all have no problem with Mia telling lies all over the place, but you guys want Candace and Wendy to water down their personalities to suit you guys' needs. The constant need to want to put Candace and Wendy in their place is so reminiscent on how white people used to want to humble and put black people in their place. You better watch your tone. You better watch how you're speaking to me, boy. That's how you guys act. It's okay for you guys to do god-awful things all up and through this show, but if Candace and Wendy replies, all hell breaks loose. But you guys don't realize like that's colorism. You don't have to specifically say, hey, you dark-skinned girl, I don't like your skin, for you to be colorist. The way you treat them, it shows. Ashley harassed Robin for 3 seasons in a row. Every season, Robin was ready to reset and start fresh with Ashley. After season 1, when she embarrassed you, humiliated you, and put all your business in the street about your finances, about your bankruptcy, all the things that you went through, she embarrassed you publicly. And you gave her another chance the next season. So much so that you were willing to do PR for her failing restaurant. And what did she do? She kicked you worse than she did the first time. You let it go, and then she starts again with you season 3. You were allowed to get upset and put your fingers in her face and confront her in her restaurant. But when you guys tried that with Wendy, Wendy wasn't allowed to get upset. Wendy got upset and you guys punished her this entire season 7 because she had the nerve to speak to you guys harshly. She didn't jump in y'all face and put her hands in your face like Robin did to Ashley, but she was punished far worse. Giselle being 50 plus and thinking that Candace, who's in her 30s, who's young enough to be her child, that that woman's husband wanted to sleep with her. That's colorism in itself. Giselle walk around. Giselle is very beautiful. Okay, I'm not gonna try to age shame her. For her age, she looks pretty decent. Okay, her face is still intact. She looks pretty decent. But Giselle, you exude no sensuality. You're not a ladylike. Your children have to remind you to close your mouth while you're chewing. You walk around like your feet and back hurt all the time. You're stiff as hell and you're sloppy. You really thought that this woman's husband wanted to sleep with you. You really thought that you could convince the viewers that this man was trying to sleep with you. His wife is a beauty queen. His wife is young enough to be your child. And you thought that we were going to believe that Chris lured you back to your room to do what with you? On reunion day, anybody could have walked by and seen something. You thought that this man, with his wife's image plastered on his shirt, lured you back to your room to do what? We find out today in the episode that while y'all was in the room, you put your robe on and laid down on the bed. But you were uncomfortable. This place is jam-packed with producers, set assistants, personal assistants, makeup artists, light and camera people. I mean, all types of damn people. Producers. Every one of you ladies have an entourage. And there could be anywhere at any moment. You really wanted us to believe that Chris lured you back to your room to do what? That man was wearing a t-shirt with his wife's image on it. But you're just so much more gorgeous than his wife that he would risk it all on that day of all days. And I'm not saying that Giselle's not a pretty woman, but Giselle, come on, let's be real here. You walk around like somebody's grandpa. You literally walk around like you got an ache in your back all the time. You want us to believe this man is just lusting behind you? You really thought that you, big head ass Ashley, and her funny looking friend, that y'all just knew that the audience would believe that Chris wanted y'all because he's married to a dark-skinned woman, huh? And the people that don't know, that have never experienced colorism, maybe you wouldn't get it. But those of us that know, we know. We know. Y'all do stuff like this and then be like, I don't even know what y'all are talking about as far as colorism. Giselle knows all about colorism. She sat up there all season 1 beating Katie over the head because Katie identifies as biracial and not black. She used the fact that her father was a part of the civil rights movement as an excuse as to why she was allowed to bully Katie into identifying as a black woman, even though Katie is biracial. Still trying to understand how those two things go together. Because what is your father's fighting in the civil rights movement have to do with Katie identifying as biracial? I still don't understand that. So while you sitting up there on that stage looking confused, we still confused about the shit that you did season 1. Giselle and Ashley behave like Karens. The storyline last year about Eddie cheating on Wendy, that was to humble Wendy. You came on the show a little too happy, a little too pompous. You're too successful. They had to bring you down a couple of pegs. Who do you think that you are? They had to put you in your place. This season, what they did with Chris was the same thing. They had to humble Candace. They had to put her in her place because she's walking around there a little bit too, her hair is up, her head is held up too high, and that's a problem for them. So they had to knock her down a couple of levels. The whole thing is colorism. Robin is right there. Her man is cheating on her, and y'all know about it, and y'all say nothing. Y'all say nothing. Mia came on there. She's bragging about this and that and all the money she got. Y'all didn't want to humble Mia. Mia sat up there and lied on you, Giselle. You didn't want to humble Mia. Y'all saved that for Candace and Wendy because they're a little bit too besides themselves, right? That whole setup with Chris, so elaborate. Because y'all wanted to hurt Candace at the end of the day. Y'all never thought it would get so far to where people are calling you guys out for your bogusness. Y'all simply did it to knock Candace down a few levels. You didn't expect people to put two and two together and make sense of anything. We were supposed to automatically believe that the moment Candace went out of town, he hurried up and slid into Ashley's DM because Ashley is just so beautiful that he would risk his marriage and attempt to do what with Ashley at a hotel room at 2:42 in the morning. Y'all never expected the audience to be like, no, that doesn't make sense. That's not actually a DM. That's a response to a story. The man actually works at the hotel. He runs the rooftop. And he was trying to bring in people. No, we were supposed to jump to the same conclusions. Like, oh my God, he's tired of that black woman. He want him some Giselle. He want him some Ashley. He want him some Deborah. That's what you thought we would believe. But anyways, the segment that they had for Colorism, it started off really good and it went to hell. It was very stupid. I think it was irresponsible of them to not have I think it was in poor taste to not have a moderator. This is something that keeps coming up over and over and over and over. And so many people who were not convinced of the colorism, they now see it. Why wouldn't you want a moderator? If y'all want to put this topic to rest, why not have a moderator come in? The only reason that they didn't want a moderator is because Giselle and Ashley did not want to be held accountable. They knew that they wouldn't be able to gaslight their way out of the situation if they were dealing with a third party. That's the reason they didn't want a moderator. You truly wanted to put this to rest. You truly want to be done with this conversation. Have the conversation and then we can be done with it. But having a little moment here and a little moment here, 3 reunions in a row. But they don't want to do that because if they're held accountable, then they're going to have to make changes. They're going to have to stop this behavior. And they are not willing to do that. They're definitely not willing to let go of the privilege it affords them. But anyway, stay tuned for my part 3 of the reunion. Thanks for watching.